Where did my Ford GT go? What's happening with it next? Well, today we've got an errand to go and run to do with a future Shmeemobile. More on that later, because we're here at Blue Chip in Denver, Colorado, surrounded by some pretty incredible cars. This is the last day of this stage of the tour in the United States with the Shmeemobile. We started at Circuit of the Americas, the iconic US Formula One Grand Prix venue, and drove up to Pikes Peak here in Colorado, up to the top of the Race to the Clouds. The plan then is firstly to take this for a last little run out before saying goodbye for a while. Secondly, we need to take a look around here. We're talking the likes of the 918 Carrera GT, La Ferrari, there's a Singer, there's an LFA, there's an F12 TDF, and so many more amazing cars. Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to saying goodbye today to the Ford GT. I'm slightly intrigued if that's going to be significantly worse later in the day, but let's hop in here and get this started to go straight on out. The last drive of this part of the tour. Kind of a strange feeling, but cold start of the Quicksilver. Very good. We're getting some good mileage on here. It's a car that was built to be driven, hey? So that is exactly what we shall do. It's got to be said, Colorado does not disappoint when it comes to views. Where we are right now, this is looking amazing. Now, thunderstorms are forecast, so I'm hoping we're going to get back before all of that comes down on us, but the red rocks all around, up here with the canyon roads, the only thing that could do with being improved is this tarmac, this ground. This is quite bumpy and rutted and noisy and a little bit uncomfortable, but hey, we're in the GT, so life is good. And at the end of the day, this is something we have done nearly 2,000 miles with on this journey. The places we've already been with it, just out of this world. And in fact, the road where we're about to go, maybe we jump forward and we get there, is about to be pretty cool as well. It is still ridiculously cool to me having this car here. I know it came out to the US 5 years ago, right? It came out here for the trips on the East Coast and on the West Coast. But now to be here, driving through places like this, to have taken it up Pikes Peak, this was the whole area that I kind of missed on that adventure. It was basically being transported most of the way around the country, and this is clearly quite a popular cyclist route as well, because up ahead of us, it's going to get a whole lot of twisty and fun, as you can see, the types of cars that are out here to drive it. What a place to be, what a road, what a set of scenery, and I just wanted to get this out today. And as you know, given it's not going to be driven for the next couple of months while it's in storage, and maybe a little bit more about that later, make the most of it today, get it through the gears. We're pretty low on tyres, like I said, they will need changing at some point soon. But this is just absolutely cool. Look at the rocks up ahead, the way the trees line the road, the spaghetti. This is kind of like driving in Italy or something. It's not quite like Switzerland. They have perfect tarmac, but they also have perfectly fixed speed limits. Maybe a little bit like the south of France, something like that. But driving up here, what a place to be. What a place to drive. This is mega. Oh, I love this. And I love driving this car here. You know, this thing might be now nearly 10 years old. It's crazy to think the original introduction of the Ford GT was back in January 2015. About the time this goes home, maybe, to be decided, it will be 10 years after it was launched at Detroit. And it's still so fantastic and so much fun. And thanks to the Quicksilver exhaust, it also happens to sound pretty sweet as well. Tell you one thing though, this smash on the windshield doesn't exactly help my visibility as we go up here. Not the best view in the world, unfortunately, but kind of is what it is. This is where you can let the exhaust just sound insane. Oh, I'm so pleased we did that upgrade before we left home. We're gonna miss this sound until we get back out here again. Out of nowhere, the tarmac suddenly got a whole lot smoother up here. Pretty narrow roads by US standards as well. Cyclist there came around the corner and then realised that no, he could not cut it. There was a car coming the other way. What a cool place to be. Would you look at this? Oh, I'm loving it. To drive this thing here, it's so special. We're back on the highway, and over there, just disappearing behind the horizon, are some of the skyscrapers of Denver, but we have an errand to run. An errand that connects to, well, being away quite often, and of course, future Shmeemobiles. Now, like you can imagine, you become quite close with any salesperson at a dealer when you're ordering cars like this and some of the other cars that are on the horizon, because there are a lot of topics to discuss: timelines, payments, specifications, updates, and all sorts of different things. And quite often in the past, there have been times when, like when I've been in Florida for a couple of months and needed to spec my Hurricane STO, when I've been in all sorts of different countries, and there's a decision I need to make, basically kind of today, kind of last minute, but I have to choose between two samples, and we need to head somewhere and go and make that decision. So we are sitting in the traffic out here on the highway to head to Ferrari of Denver, kind of unannounced and kind of oddly in the Ford GT, because I need to go and look at two things, and I'm hoping they're going to be able to help me out with this to make a last minute call on exactly which shade of something I would like for the interior of the car, I will add, and for a car that we might talk about more in the not too distant future. So we're making our way to the Ferrari dealer before we head back to Blue Chip. We have arrived then. Here we are. Ferrari of Denver. What do they have in the showroom as we go past? Spotted, I think. We've got an 812. Next to that, we have a Portofino. Right, I'm gonna pull up here somewhere and we'll head inside and go and have a quick hello and see what is what. I've just been in to deal with the things that I need to deal with, and I want to say a huge thanks to the team here at Ferrari of Denver, who have been amazingly helpful. I hadn't clocked that Life of Palaces FF that I filmed with Errand a couple of years ago had come from here. Stradman actually popped by here as well. Even my friend Sam Seen Through Glass has been here to Ferrari of Denver. Big shout out to these guys. But of course the purpose for this was for us to come and take a look at two little things that I have now made a decision on, which is very helpful going forwards. The other thing I've noticed though is that this is not getting any better. We kind of expected that anyway. Time is marching on, so we should head from here, back in the car, get ourselves back to Blue Chip. Off we go then. Like I said, big thanks to these guys. Of course, Garage 173, who I recently visited, purchased their cars and do all the racing and things with the team here as well. So, out we go. It's getting very warm all of a sudden. We're inside, now in a different location with, as you can see, a ton of nice cars around, but to explain a little bit more, we're joined by Nick from Blue Chip. How you doing?
All right, great to be here. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for bringing your toys by. We're so happy to see you in our part of town.
Well, thank you very much for having them. I know that we're in your kind of management side, right? This is cars.
This is the management department. We do some collection management here. We do paint correction, detailing, paint protection, film. We've got some pretty fun toys.
Just a few.
Yeah.
I mean, SLR, 675 LT, not such a standard 812. All the different toys and some older interesting stuff as well lurking around.
Really interesting older stuff, and I like to say still in the wrapper. So we've got a 5,000 mile NSX and an 1,100 mile 993 Carrera 4S.
1,100
Don't see those every day.
No, that is still in the wrapper as those things go.
Well, even down to the tires.
Yeah, so. The original tires on it. Speciale, F8, lovely spec on the F12. And then of course, there's a TDF looking. That is stunning.
No slouch. You don't see too many of these, and this spec, absolutely stunning. It's a showstopper.
Like when we came in, actually, the first thing, and of course I just drove in off camera. The first thing I'm looking at is this car, and it's just like, I'm not normally a grayscale car fan, but that is really nice.
I think they did it absolutely right, and I mean the way the paint hits it, and yeah, even with just the center line, it just contrasts so nicely that everyone knows it's not just an F12.
No,
it is the special one.
Some more unusual things for out here, right?
One of our new additions, 964 Carrera RS, 17,000 original kilometers. We were able just to bring this one in from Canada.
Correct me if I'm wrong, these were never originally in the US, were they?
They were not to my understanding. So yeah, you're bringing them in, and found one of the few maritime blues out there, and I think we're dealing with too many people who want it right now, and I think we kind of want to keep it a little bit.
Yes, good problem to have. Those are also very unusual. Fast wagons.
Another one, the second one in the States. Our founder and CEO, this has been around his family since it was brand new, and still has very few miles on it, and I love to see it here. Another one I also don't want to see go ever. So yeah.
Looks super cool. And I mean, actually, I'm going to come over here as well, because the F12, you seem to be F12 strong at the moment.
We are F12 very strong at the moment.
This is Celeste. This is a really, really nice paint color.
And it's worth taking a peek inside.
Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. Let's have a quick look at this. Wow. That's an interior. That is a bold specification. I actually quite like it though. The colors go well, like this blend that you see on the exterior paint color.
If you're gonna do a bold car, do a bold car.
That's cool. Like with Ferrari, you can. So this is like, I guess, cars coming and going, because we'll pop over to the service side.
Yes.
And then pop back to the vault.
Absolutely.
This is where PPF and things are happening, right? And you're kind of...
That's where the magic's happening. We're putting stickers on cars.
Keeping it away from all the dust of cars like mine, because when I turn up with something like this, it's a bit dusty and dirty. But these are going to be in good hands with you guys.
We go through lint rollers by the box.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. And that is looking magical. The service side then.
Yeah, so this is where Blue Chip started. It was just originally a garage with the goal of just working on some Porsches. And word spread, we started working on a few other things. We still try to focus on Porsche and Ferrari. But as you can see, I think we've got a Diablo down there.
See and hear, I think.
We've been hearing it. It's been speaking up a little bit today. Got some Lotus. We've done some race cars. Did a little motorsport team as well. But really, Porsche's like, the sweet spot.
Maintenance work, servicing.
Oh yeah, we do it all. We do engine out. We've been doing reseals as well. Everything short of a full restoration, we're trying to do here.
That's cool. So this is where the company began, kind of doing this type of work. It's actually fun, just the burble of different cars as we walk through. Ah, the Lotus up here as well. Cool. Very cool. Back over to this side at the vault, where we are surrounded by some very nice cars. We're going to go and take a look upstairs as well. But responsible for all of this, Will.
Yes. Welcome to the vault. This is a private collection that we take care of here at Blue Chip. Kind of everything from keeping the cars maintained and keeping them clean, and everything that comes with owning a lot of expensive, rare cars. They each have their own personalities, so it's a lot to take care of.
There's a lot of amazing stuff in here. My car is going to be in some very good company,
yes,
I think.
100%.
I mean, we need to take a look around. I'm going to start right here at the 300 SL, because this is beautiful.
So this is a 56 300 SL done by HK Engineering.
Okay.
The very, very top tier, restoration process. This car's got Bluetooth audio as well, which we installed in-house, which is really cool.
Yeah.
You don't think it's super cool until you hear it and you're in
I've done 1,000 miles in the 300 SL on the Mille Miglia. Would have loved some tunes.
And I know you wanted some the whole time. So below that, 1952 Allard J2X, open top, V8. Not a lot to complain about. It's a pretty visceral experience, but really cool car.
I love that you then have that next to a Vice-Tac Package 918 Spider.
Yeah, that's kind of the cool thing, is like there's a little bit of everything. I'm sure your viewers are super familiar with these cars at this point, but open top, if you'd like, hybrid V8.
I love that
Porsche's
it's living
best,
here. It's living here, roof off.
Yeah, it was driven a couple days ago. It needs a wash, so that'll be next on the list. But Colorado, like spring and fall, the weather is just perfect. Yeah. So it's kind of a shame to keep the top on like this car.
It'll be time to get this one off in no time at all. Carrera GT, it's so lovely.
Black, low mileage car. From what I have seen and looked at the car for hours, it's just perfect. It's pretty time capsule-esque. It's just really, really a nice car.
But you have the fun of keeping a black car clean.
Yeah, which I personally liked the yellow one we had before, but black is a better color. It's just, it'll get a wash like once a week for the rest of its life.
Yeah. La Ferrari.
The big guy in the room here, Grigio Silverstone.
Seen two grey La Ferraris here. Garage 173 as well.
Yep. So this one's Grigio Silverstone, I believe. I can't remember the color of theirs.
Grigio Titanio.
Yeah, which is a very, very good color as well. This was Rory McIlroy's car previously. He's a PGA player here in the U.S., so I don't know if there's been golf bags in it, but I would assume there have been.
I would assume so as well. So my car will be living in a space with the formerly owned by Rory McIlroy La Ferrari.
Yeah.
Nice.
6-speed swapped 360 Challenge Stradale.
Wait a second.
That's
cool.
So OEM center console, OEM pedal box, as true to OEM as it can be. And this car is like, it's such a shame that it was never 6-speed from the factory, because it feels so perfect.
Yeah, and that's a really subtle spec as well.
Yeah, it's Canna de Fusil, I think is how you pronounce it. I believe it's the only 360 in this color. Definitely in this color combo, but just very, kind of gentleman spec, I think. It's not bright, it's not loud, but fits in well.
And then we've got the collection of Porsches.
Yep, so Underberg Green, Sport Classic, awesome car, manual, rear-wheel drive. Just, I think, one of the best modern Porsches there is.
And an incredible spec.
Just the best, I think, but I'm a bit biased. Underberg Green is a very flattering color, and they've done such a great job with the interior as well. Just all-around great car. Here, 992 GT3 RS. You know what you're looking at there.
You're looking at a picnic table that comes with a 911.
Yep, exactly. 18 Turbo S, pretty simple there. One of the best daily drivers, especially here in Colorado, all-wheel drive.
Yep.
Turbo 3.6, my opinion, best looking 964 ever made if you don't look this way towards the singer.
Yeah. We're about to upset that with something truly special.
Yep. So this is the Vail Commission car. It's done in a color called Stone Gray. Just stunning inside and out. Best materials, really great craftsmanship. Once you see one of these, you can really never unsee it. They're just so beautiful to look at, and everything is correct on it.
It's all of the details, the glass in here.
Yep.
The roll cage.
I love the silver trim. It's kind of anodized matte and looks almost billet, but really, really fun car.
The Vail Commission Singer Reimagined 911.
Vail, Colorado.
Stunning. Yeah.
So up here, 458 Spider. Everyone's familiar with those. The Lexus LFA, I know you have some opinions about these, and they're
a bit of a soft spot for it. That kind of, to most people on the road, the LFA is just that Lexus sports GT 2-seat coupe,
Yep.
But to those that know, that is a special machine.
And I think, and I hope they will continue to be as special as they are now. Couple more Porsches floating around. 87 Carrera, one owner car, just stunning. 73 RS. This car just did the Colorado Grand last year. One of the best driving experiences you can have in a Porsche. Super good size, super raw, really fun.
And they're 50 years old, right?
Yeah, at this point they are. It feels weird to say that too.
That is 51, you could technically say, for a 73 RS.
Yeah, and then a lot of them were produced in 72 as well. So then a 356A, or no, I don't know if this one's an A, but 356, super fun car, just lovely. So yeah.
Up above?
Little blue chip race car. We had our time on the track and did some playing around and super fun.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So this is the Vault. This is a private collection we take care of here, and
this is a pretty special place for my car to be hanging out going forward.
And when you come back, it may be a lot different.
Yeah.
It's
some things might have changed.
Constant in and out.
I can imagine. Yeah. And you got a downstairs chill out area. That car must be that.
And a wolf in the passenger seat.
Oh, there's literally in that. That's cool.
Yeah, that one was a little stressful for me, but it's cool. It's worth it. You see it here in this setting, and it's all worth it. So I thought that was really cool.
The wolf hanging out in a 300 SL, that must be a one-off. I doubt that happens often.
That's the only wolf, I promise you, on Earth that's ever sat in a 300 SL. Yeah. So maybe next year we'll redo it with the 918 or something crazy.
Okay.
So that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Can we go and take a quick look upstairs?
Yeah, of course. Let's head up to the man cave.
Wow, that feels like I'm in a living room.
Yeah, the insulation's way better up here than it is downstairs.
That's a cool space.
A golf simulator, putting competition. I'll take you on if you want to go. But
no.
Yeah, just kind of a cool hangout. It's really, really cool view from up here. I've had some pretty special stuff sitting in the middle, and you see cool angles that you don't usually see.
It's always spectacular to look down at cars.
It really is.
You just get a completely different look, and especially the feeling that it's like a little toy car.
Yeah, no, it feels like you're almost, the glass kind of gives it a museum feel almost.
Yeah, I love it.
But yeah, really cool hangout spot, ping pong, hangout.
What a place.
Little kitchen in the back.
This is really nice.
Yeah, it's a cool man cave, but you come up here and it's very relaxing. It doesn't feel like you're at a garage.
Yeah, the soft carpets.
And
like the way it's finished.
Exactly. You kind of feel like you're just at home.
We're back over to this side because it is F12 TDF time, and I think we all know that the cold start of a TDF is quite fantastic. Wow, what a noise. What a sound, listening to that rumbling away. Oh, that is a car and a half. Look at this thing, what a beautiful spec. Absolutely, absolutely stunning. The sound in here is to die for. Carbon shields, carbon center caps, carbon blade on the front wing, and a 6.3 litre V12 rumbling away for us all to enjoy. Good times. Right, this sounds amazing.
It does. I don't think it doesn't sound bad, that's for sure.
This is full tailor-made.
Yep.
The quilting on the central tunnel.
I've never seen it, but I haven't seen a ton of these, but it's really, really tastefully done.
This is a lovely specification.
Yeah. Bunch of luggage in the back to match. And yeah, it's cool. So we'll get the front lift going here.
What a beautiful car. This is absolutely stunning. That sound, low RPM.
The best.
It's a sound to die for.
The downshifts in these are so perfect.
Even at low RPMs though, that's the thing. The way Ferrari have done this, and I think the F12 TDF in particular has such a rawness to it that even the Competizione can't match this.
I have not been around one of those cars, but I would really like to be around one of those to see a little bit more of the modern tech. You know, you look at the passenger display and it looks a little
that looks like a little dated, but hey, that's for the passenger, it doesn't matter.
Right.
This is all about the driver.
Yeah, this is a driver-focused car, but you know, the nice thing about these style of cars is, you know, kind of grand touring style. You've got room. Of course, there's a bunch of Ferrari luggage back there now, but you know, here in Colorado, like Vail, Aspen, you know, kind of mountain resorts, like this would be an awesome car to go up there in the summer and kind of let it
drive through the canyon roads.
Yeah.
Where I was driving earlier in this thing would be an absolute treat. Any little run through a short tunnel is not something to complain about. Oh, that sound is to die for. And the shifts are so violent as well.
It's a big difference from a standard F12. It just, everything about it feels so much sharper.
Do you know what? I've been lucky to drive and ride in a number of TDFs.
Yeah.
This is an honor to be in here.
It's cool too, because it doesn't, when you look at it, it doesn't look like a tailor-made car until you open the door.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, yeah, something's going on here.
This is a little bit not standard. I mean, even down to the floor mats and the trims, these are all crazy nice.
I'm a huge fan of satin carbon as well versus glossy. I think it ages a bit better. It's easier to take care of. You don't see it a lot.
That sound. Wait, little tunnel.
Until we're cut off by the Sonata.
And in typical fashion, I've got you guys to bring this out and it's just started raining.
Yeah, well, good thing we'll pull it right back into the detail shop and it never happened, right?
780 horsepower, rear-driven Ferrari limited series supercar, and the rain starts.
Yep, Colorado fashion watch. It'll be over by the time we get back in a minute, I promise.
Yeah, done.
That's how it is. But yeah, if you ever want to buy a modern day Ferrari personally, and this, people can call me crazy, this is my favorite Ferrari they've ever made.
Yeah.
I think architecturally, just everything they've done with it, it's the most beautiful, like well put together, perfect car in my eyes.
I see it as one of the ends of the old school, you know, naturally aspirated engines, but before too many tech nanny aids are in the way. You know, the newer cars are all going to start beeping at us when we touch the speed limit and all
you've
that
got
stuff.
to tap everything on the steering wheel. Like, I love buttons, I love analog. An analog gauge is still awesome.
Yeah. The Manatino in race mode.
Yep.
Hence the fast, nice sounds on the shifts.
But not a lot to complain about with these. I do agree. I think this is kind of the end of end of an era with these cars. The 812s still have a decent amount of analogness to them, like, you know, analog Manatino, analog gauge, versus I think we're going to start to see a lot more digital things. So
yeah,
I'm not a fan, but to each their own, I guess.
What a sound.
Yeah. That 3,000 RPMs too. It's crazy.
Dreamy. Yeah. Simply dreamy, to be honest. With the TDF parked outside, that pretty much brings us to an end. It's time to say goodbye, to say farewell to not only just the Dark Horse, but the Ford GT as well. The team here are very kindly looking after both of these. This needs a major clean and tidy up. I mean, come and look at how many bugs we've splattered. So they will very kindly run over that and clean it a bit. And we seem to have a stowaway here, little spider hanging out on the back. Anyway, that all needs tidying up. And this, of course, will get a little bit of a clean as well before it's tucked away in the vault in some very, very nice company. Now, the beauty of this, and I have to say thanks to Will and to Nick and to the entire team here for everything that they're doing, is that, of course, their management services and looking after clients' cars, looking after cars that are here in storage or in their care, means that they have all of the right connections to help sort this out. So hopefully, by the time we come back, this is going to have a new bit of glass in it. Hopefully, by then, I will no longer have the problem of a complete and total mess of a front windshield, which will be an absolute delight, because I do know it's going to cost a pretty penny. We've been to the shop, we've been to the dealer, we know what that costs to order, and it kind of is what it is. But equally, you know, we've had a lot of fun with these two, and I think the big takeaway here is you couldn't do a road trip in a car like this unless you had something else with you. And that's why the fun of having these two Fords, two totally different Fords, has worked out well. The luggage running in the Dark Horse while we've been off having some fun with the Ford GT, and what a load of fun it's been. The first part of the Ford GT's US tour is effectively now complete, saying goodbye to this car here in the hands of Blue Chip in Denver, Colorado. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you again to the team here. Do check out their pages, because as you can see, there's some pretty cool stuff around, and they get up to some very, very cool things. That's it for now, though. Thank you for watching, guys. As always, I appreciate your support an awful lot. Stay tuned for plenty more. I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.